Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy Justin from D&J Movie Reviews. Glad to be back again. Sorry my bro Darrell couldn't be here. I know he was out on vacation, but hey, I got you covered, boy. But today, I know that a little late, but I don't care. But I have gotten a chance to go see over the weekend Venom, Let There Be Carnage. And basically in this video, I have a lot to say and break down, what I liked about the movie, what I didn't like about the movie. And there's a lot of, there's one like surprising thing in the end of the post-credit scene, but we'll talk about that later in the video. But before we get started, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the channel, man, because we're going to keep, giving y'all stuff out there for what y'all need. So hit that like, share, and subscribe, homie. So let's get right into it. All right, so starting out with the movie, we see that Eddie Brock, he's still a reporter, and I think he's working for like the police or something like that. And him and Venom, they still have that little bit of their differences and all stuff, throughout the movie. Cause Venom, he still wants to still eat, brains and all stuff. But moving right along. So with this movie, man, I think that this movie did not live up to the hype, man. The plot in this movie did not make sense. Was there a lot of jokes in this movie? Oh yes, there was a lot of jokes in this movie. But the only thing that I basically liked was pretty much, Willie Harrison's Cletus Cassidy. He did an okay job, but I feel like they could have made him like more menacing in the movie, and which is why I wish Sony would have made this movie rated R, because I think that it would have done a lot better than rated R. But that's not to say or there. But yeah, there was a couple parts in the movie, man, I just did not feel like it fit well with me. Like, there was one part in the movie, and oh yeah, by the way, if you have not seen the movie, man, and don't want to be spoiled and all stuff, I'm gonna ask you to exit the D&J Movie Review studio, all right? So let's get back into it. So one part in the movie is where like Venom and Eddie, they have arguments with one another, and Eddie's trying to tell him, he said, you can't be doing this. And he said, you have said, if you live in my body, you have to live by my rules and all stuff. And then, Venom, they had a disagreement, and after that, they had a fallout, and then Venom did his thing. One part of the movie is when Venom ends up in I think this like party, like this club and all stuff, and then he's out there just talking to everybody and just trying to have fun. I just felt like it just did not make no sense to me. I'm just looking back, I'm just like, this movie could have been a lot better, because one, this movie should have been dark. It should have been a serious tone, but this movie had a lot of jokes in the movie. Had a lot of jokes, and the jokes is basically what made this movie, for me, not enjoyable. Okay, so with that being said, do I think that this movie had a lot of good qualities in the movie? A little bit, you can say. Did it have a lot of bad? Yes, in my opinion, it had a lot of bad. I really feel like if we had more, of a menace, Carnage in this movie, I think that this movie would have been good. But I felt we got a watered down Carnage, and I said that. I basically been talking about this in my trailer reactions. I said that I don't know what they're going to do with this new Venom movie. I said I don't know about what they're going to do with the plot. Are they going to make this movie dark? Like, what are they going to do with this character, Carnage? Like, is he going to be, like, serious and menacing? when I went to go see this movie, man, they put in a lot of jokes in this movie, and I just said, "Come on, man!" Like it's just I just feel like this movie would have done better. Like it would have done real better if they like made this movie rated R and they would have gave Cletus Cassidy, Willie Harrison more of a menacing type, feel to it, because I felt like they had to dumb him down a notch. And that's one thing I have a problem with. Like some of these studios, they give us these characters that we haven't seen before, and we know that their story and their background, the comics, that they're like serious characters, but then they put them on the screen. It's their chance to get them right on the big screen. But then like, they get them on the big screen, they try to take them down a notch because why? They're trying to attract younger audience, which I have a problem with. Yes. So with that being said, Willie Harrison as Cletus Cassidy, I think he did, okay. I did not like that one part when like he was, when he bit Eddie's hand, he said, "I've tasted blood." He said, and then he said, "Oh, I know your secret, Eddie. I know your secret." I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, bro, that just killed the whole movie. Like, trash. I did not like that. But other than that, I think Willie Harrison, he did real good. Just a little bit too distinct with the character. But that's all I have about him. And this other character that's in the movie, I know she wasn't in there a lot, but yes, her power is that she can like release a sonic wave of a scream. That's Naomi Harris's Sharik. They said that she's supposed to be like really bad in this movie, but the thing is, she did not have enough screen time in this movie, and I just felt like that her character was just a waste, and I did not pretty much. There's nothing that I could really much say about that, but I just felt like that her character was just a waste in the film, and I felt like that. Me personally, I think she shouldn't have been in the film. That's just me, because she didn't have enough screen time. And there's a lot. Honestly, my question is, about her backstory. We didn't get much of her backstory a little bit, so we just got kind of like just her just thrown in there, and that's basically what we just got. Like, oh yeah, she's just there, and like she's Cletus Cassidy's lover, and basically she loves Cletus Cassidy and all stuff. But yes, and this movie, man, let me go and get to what I said about the rating of this movie. It should have been rated R. I don't know what the director Andy Serkis was thinking of making this movie PG-13 and thinking this was going to live up to the hype, because it really didn't in my eyes. And I think that, well, one, the story was kind of off a little bit. Two, you should have had, I really feel like they could have threw in Spider-Man in there, because Spider-Man helps Venom defeat Carnage. They fight against Carnage because Carnage is a very serious character, and Venom can't beat him by himself. But in this movie, the way that they did with Carnage, they basically dumb him down a little bit. Kind of made him a little bit weak. Like, give him a little bit of hype, but then tone him down a notch a little bit. And I'm just like, oh my God, it's like the tone. And they had a chance to get this right with this movie. So I just think that, some way, if they would have put, Spider-Man in there, then it'll probably, it'll worked. But because I know that he was missing, but till to the post-credit scene, we'll get to that. So pretty much, with the post-credit scene, we see that Eddie and Venom, they're out. They're on the run. Like, they're basically out somewhere where nobody can find them, and also after everything that happened with in the city, with Carnage and all stuff, and they're just basically gone. They don't want to be seen. So basically Eddie's in this room, him and Venom, that is having a conversation. Then all of a sudden, then the whole thing like glitch with the multiverse thing happens. Then we see, uh, J. Jonah Jameson. He appears and he pretty much tell him, he said that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and then we see that Venom's licking the screen, and basically we kind of knew that this was gonna happen and all stuff. With the whole thing with the multiverse, because I feel like for Sony to make this movie PG-13, I knew that they're trying to get Venom in the MCU. So everybody's thinking, okay, with this happening, Venom's going to be in the MCU, right? Okay, so is Venom going to be in Spider-Man No Way Home? We don't know. But, and I think, and basically what I think with this movie, everybody just, I just think the only best thing about the movie was just basically the post-credit scene, and that was basically it. But the movie itself, it is not, me personally, the way that Sony did this movie, man, it did not live up to the hype. I said in my trailer reactions, my only concern was, what were they going to do with the story? Where was it going to go? And, like, what could they, do to make this whole, like, the script and everything work out? I really felt like if they made this movie rated R, if we would have got that, that seriousness of Cletus Cassidy and not trying to dumb him down a little bit, I think this movie could have worked, because everybody was basically going to see this movie for Carnage. They was going to go see him, for Carnage. But I just feel like that this movie could have been, better, but it was not. And I don't know where they're going forward with this. Honestly, if they're putting this Venom in the MCU, this jokey Venom, I'm going to have a problem. I just don't know, man. I'm just going to have a problem. But, maybe if they, if he does come to since he's going to come to the MCU, maybe they could, try to do something with his character, because, I mean, like I said, Tom Hardy is a great actor. Tom Hardy's a great actor, but I feel like in this movie dragged, I mean, his character dragged in this movie, man, and it did not give me no incitement, no enjoyment. So with that being said, here at D&J Movie Reviews, my final thought, I'm gonna go and grade this movie, and to be honest, with everything being, I'm probably gonna give this movie a D. It would, and I'm gonna tell you why. If I would have gave it, if it was like rated R, then basically have more of a serious Carnage, then I think that the movie would have probably been better. But the way that I feel like they watered down Cletus Cassidy in this movie, absolutely giving it a D, bro. So that's pretty much all I have, man, and that's all I got to say. But hey, if you like this video, thumbs it up, like, share, subscribe to the channel, man. We're gonna give y'all more content, and oh yeah, this month is the month we're gonna give y'all a lot of horror stuff. So stay tuned, man. All right, y'all be good. Peace.